Hey everybody, it's Rob Wachter with the Wachter Group and Helen Adams Realty, and I'm here to do one of my podcasts to talk about a really great new
Hey
option
everybody,
for
it's Rob
seniors
Wachter with the Wachter Group and Helen Adams Realty.
in Charlotte. We have with us today Helen Burns from Naborforce. Naborforce is this incredible new organization that provides seniors an opportunity to get help around the house while also providing an opportunity for some local people to earn some income, really giving a win-win scenario situation to our community. So Helen is the manager of neighborhood engagement for Naborforce. She hails originally from Knoxville, Tennessee. She works here in Charlotte and is the company that she's working with, Naborforce, is headquartered in Richmond. So she's got a background in finance and is an entrepreneur, and now is here to tell us today about Naborforce. Helen, thanks for joining.
Thank you so much, Rob. Thank you for having me and um, giving me an opportunity to tell about Naborforce and how we help older adults maintain the lifestyles that they want. So I have a quick presentation that I'd like to go through first, and that'll give me an opportunity to kind of explain what we do and how we do it, and then I'm happy to answer any questions afterwards. And Rob, feel free to pepper me with questions throughout if you'd like.
Excellent. If you're viewing this, either if you're viewing it live, feel free to put some questions in the comments in the chat. We'll get to those. If you're viewing it on a recording, just do the same thing. We'll find those messages and get back to you with your answers.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. Okay. Again, my name is Helen Burns. I'm with the Neighborhood Engagement team, and I currently work in Charlotte, North Carolina, growing the market and spreading the word about Naborforce in Charlotte. And we are in growth mode. So we are let's see, we are in the Richmond, Virginia area. That includes Charlottesville and Virginia Beach. We are also in the DC area. We're in Raleigh, Charlotte, Atlanta, Dallas, and then we are soon to be in the Winston-Salem, Greensboro, High Point areas, as well as Wilmington and Savannah. So we are in growth mode. So that's very new. So you all are the first to hear about that, or some of the first to hear about that. So I'm going to play a brief video for you. And this is Paige Wilson, our founder. And she gives a little brief synopsis of Naborforce.
Hi, I'm Paige Wilson, founder of Naborforce. We are the go-to resource for families with aging parents who just need a little backup. Several years ago, my mom broke her hip, and I quickly learned just how tough it can be to balance career and family. She didn't need an aide or a nurse yet, but she did need help. After she died, I left my career in investment banking and started looking for a solution. Naborforce is that solution. We match older adults and their family caregivers to fully vetted community members we call neighbors. Think of them as a son and daughter on demand. Neighbors can step in for as little as an hour to help around the house, get your parents to appointments, or simply provide companionship, which we all know is so important, especially these days. It's simple. You can sign up online or give us a call, and we will match you with a trusted neighbor. They will arrive with a smile and ready to help. All our neighbors are united in the desire to bring joy to our clients. We are, after all, inspired by joy.
That sounds good.
Yeah, that's a great introduction to Naborforce. And as Paige spelled out with her own personal experience, there is definitely a need. By 2050, the population of folks over 80 years old will triple. And even more immediate is in the next 10 years, older adults will begin to outnumber their children. So put another way, we are running out of caregivers. Today we have more caregivers than we will certainly in 2050. And what this means is that our older adults are not going to be able to maintain the lifestyles that they want. That leads to isolation and loneliness. And we all know that loneliness is another epidemic.
Well,
Um,
and I know that as much as a lot of children want to care for their parents, there's so much pressure on them now to manage the rising cost of living that it's hard for them to have the time.
exactly. And there's a sandwich generation. So like, excuse me.
It's allergy season.
I know it's allergy season, people, and I'm very sorry. I thought I even told Rob before we got on. I thought I got all my coughs out. Um, but the sandwich generation. I mean, people have children that they're in high school, and then they also have older parents that need their help, and so they're just being stretched thin. And this is just a way we're providing a solution for people to be able to give their loved ones the resources that they need. So so the way that we do that is with Naborforce. We have a Naborforce of neighbors. Our neighbors are community members that are seeking connection. Most of them are they're empty nesters, recent retirees, stay-at-home parents, people seeking connection. They know there's a need. They've either been in a situation like this before and they want to give back. Very volunteer-oriented. They're not volunteers. They do get paid, but they have that volunteer spirit for sure. So how Naborforce works, we do have a tech platform. This is very it's technical for the neighbor and on our back end, but we are extremely user-friendly on the client side because we are mindful that not all of our clients are comfortable with technology. So the neighbor puts their availability into an app. They only work when they're available. And so because we're so flexible with our neighbors, we're able to pass that flexibility on to our clients. So we have a 1 hour minimum, and our clients they can cancel with up to 24 hours in advance. So and the clients can access us through an app if they want, through their portal online. Excuse me. And also they can call us. So we're very accessible for clients as well. But
So
basically,
this is almost reminding me of like rideshare kind of situation where the neighbors can work whenever it's convenient for them to pick up a few dollars. They'll put their schedule in, and if somebody needs, for example, the bed made and the laundry folded, they could get someone for an hour to do that.
that's exactly right. I mean, we kind of, I don't know the Uber platform on the inside, but we kind of seem a little like Uber. We say Uber with a heart. So again, the neighbors only work when they're available. And then we match clients' visits to neighbors based on what the client's needs are. So if they need a visit for 2 hours on Friday and Mary's available during that time on Friday, then we match them. And then Mary goes and visits our client and they have a great connection.
Wow, that's great.
Okay, so just a little bit more about who our neighbors are. Like I said, empty nesters, recent retirees, stay-at-home parents, people seeking connection. A lot of times this is people in transition. So, those first-time empty nesters or somebody who's just retired and realized that retirement is a little boring, or somebody who's just lost a spouse and wants to have that connection back. We've had neighbors who really credit Naborforce as helping them get back on their feet. They're like volunteers. They have that heart for helping others. And our neighbors, I think, get as much out of this as our clients because they realize that purpose. And we really do focus on recruiting neighbors that are seeking purpose and have that mindset of helping others. So they go through a rigorous interview process. We interview everybody in person. We do a 50 state criminal background check and a DMV check. And so we are very confident that every single one of our neighbors can go on any visit with any of our clients.
That's great.
Yeah. And they're in, well, and I'll get into visits in just a second. I'll get into visits and kind of explain what kind of visits we do. Right here. Okay. So we go on lots of different kinds of visits. We take people to appointments. We take people to doctor's appointments, hair appointments, nail appointments. We run errands, take them to the grocery store, dry cleaners, bank. We also take them to community events. If somebody wants to go to church or if somebody wants to go to a movie, we'll certainly take them to do those things. We help in the home with light housekeeping, meal prep, play games. Like I said, we're just trying to help our clients maintain the lifestyle that they want. If that means going out for ice cream on all their visits, then that's what we'll do. I laugh because I'm very picky about my produce, but if that means taking somebody to the grocery store so they can pick out their own produce and don't have to have Instacart pick it out for them, then that's what we'll do. So we have lots of different kinds of visits that we do. And just to note that we are not a home health care company. So we don't do any sort of personal care or nursing care. So that's out of our scope. And then this is Joy. I wanted to introduce her. So this is Paige's mom that we saw earlier in the video. I never met her personally, but it sounds like she was a delight. And this is the inspiration for Naborforce. And then I have another video to kind of wrap things up. This kind of gives us everything in a nutshell.
Sure.
I'm 96 years old, but I do go to work. Dan.
My own life has been very fulfilled by meeting them, and there's one man that he's 96 and he still goes to the office downtown.
For a second over, Miss Smith, I go shut your door, you're snoring again. So you see how hard I work and see.
He's hilarious. I mean, sometimes I say like, oh, have a good day at work, and he's like, oh, I gotta catch up on my sleep, because he says mostly he just goes to the office to take a nap.
If it wasn't for Naborforce, I couldn't go to work. So they keep me active. And this is whiskey, and whiskey even likes them.
Naborforce has become friends. I think some people call them like clients, but I just think of them as friends.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, that's a great video. I mean, it pretty much just sums up. Like I said, we're helping our clients rediscover joy, and that's what we're all about. So here's our website, naborforce.com. If you have any questions or want to learn more about it, you can also email us at hello@naborforce.com. Our website is very, very informative. And that's basically my presentation. Rob, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so I think there's two types of people in the audience today that we want to touch, right? There's people that either are seniors and need some help or know of seniors that need some help. And the people that, hey, might want to help and now can have a chance to earn a little bit of extra income doing that.
That's right.
To me, that's a win-win. I love win-win situations. So
it certainly is. I mean, like I said, being a neighbor is very, very rewarding. We do pay on an hourly basis. And so anybody who's interested in being a neighbor, I just urge them to go to our website. They can apply directly on our website. It's in I guess I can share my screen again and pull that up.
well, we can go ahead and put in the chat, in the comments, instructions on how people can get in touch with you.
Okay.
Or in touch with Naborforce for sure.
Perfect. And then also just want to reiterate how important word of mouth is. If you know of somebody, or if you're a child of somebody who needs a little extra help, or if it might make you have more joy in your life if you were able to give your parents a gift like Naborforce, this again, we're not a home health care company. We're we're inspired by joy. We measure our success in hours of joy created. So again, this is something that will help your parents or your loved ones, rediscover their joy.
Believe me, that makes so much sense. I remember how many times I would go drive half an hour to pick up my dad, to bring him to a store for 5 minutes, or to do a little chore for him that, it became difficult, took it out of my day, time I couldn't spend with clients. I'd rather go spend time with him in the evening when we could be really social. So this would have been great. I wish it was around back then.
Yeah. And it's so funny that you say that, because a lot of our clients, they don't even want, they're like, well, my daughter won't, she tells me I don't need any new shoes. So I just get a neighbor so we can go out and get new shoes. Or, another thing that with the adult children, they're like, we don't understand why mom's so much nicer to the neighbor when we go shopping. She takes forever, and the neighbors don't care. We'll take you shopping. You can take as long as you want to pick out that produce. So
Being on the clock maybe provides a little bit of extra patience.
well, and they're not in the day to day. I mean, they're not in, and I think that there's a dynamic, that with a neighbor, it's just a little bit different dynamic. So
Absolutely. Well, great. Well, Helen, thanks for joining us today and sharing about Naborforce, and we look forward to seeing it grow and grow in the Charlotte area.
Oh, great. And I'll put in the chat the website. And you can just click right on the website. Did I do that right?
Well, I'll take care. We'll put it in the comments on the Facebook page.
Perfect.
Mhm.
So please visit our website. You can apply to be a neighbor. You can sign up your loved one or yourself online. And you can always give us a call.
All right.
All right. Thank you
Thanks,
so
Helen.
much, Bob.
All right.
All right. Bye-bye.
Here, don't leave.